Hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and again we're gonna play some 15 plus 10 rapid, and as you can see my rating 1613, unlike last time which was I think around 1500, and this is because I've played some games over the past few days. I've lost a few, I've won a few, but let's start a game, and hopefully we get paired against a lower rated player. And usually the pairings take a pretty short time, but sometimes they can take longer, and we're going against a 1589 rated player, not bad. And I'm not too familiar with the modern defense, but I think the main moves are e4, d4, and we develop naturally with the knight. And here the threat is this, which we will respond to with knight to f3. Once again, I'm not too familiar with this line, so I might not be playing the best moves all the time. But I think this is a good move. And in the modern, I have basically no idea, but I think the point is to control the center with your pieces rather than your pawns, which is what one typically does. And I've actually played someone that played the modern in my recent tournament, and I was pretty much winning the whole time. So hopefully I do well against this guy. If he's trying to attack my knight, if he does, I'll just take with the bishop. And once again, bishops are stronger than knights in open positions. So this means that I really want to open the position up, because usually you want the bishops to dominate these long files. And here there are, I think, a couple of moves. I can either push, maybe I can take, although I don't think taking might be the best move, since he can capture with the bishop, but then I just develop my queen. If he takes with the pawn, then his bishop is just pretty dead. And if he takes with the knight, well, if he takes with the knight, I think I might just castle. If I push, he might go for something like this, or he might go for c6. I am not really sure what to do, but another thing that he can do is plop the knight on c5, which might be a pretty good move. So I think I'll just take for now. And once again, I'm going to analyze this game with the engine afterwards and find out what the best moves are in each position. And he's attacking my bishop, obviously, and I can just simply short castle, but the thing is he can take, I take, and he can take this knight, and this really damages my pawn structure. And I don't really want this to happen, so I think I can actually pin the knight to his bishop, although that's also not a good move, because once again, take. And if he takes, then I have to take with a queen. And my pawn structure here is a bit busted, so I think I might just drop my bishop back. Doesn't seem like that bad of a move. My bishops are quite active here. And maybe I can even play the move f4. We do not know what he's going to play. Maybe he might play something like knight to f6. Yep, knight to f6. Predicted this move, and once again I can go here. If I go there, he cannot move here because I just take. He might go back. He might go here. Not there. He might go back to c6, which doesn't seem that good. So I'm also looking for if he has any tactics. And here he doesn't. I thought he could go something like knight to g4, but then I just take, I sort of have a battery here. So I think this move is pretty reasonable. Pretty much just forcing the knight back, and maybe on the next move I'll actually castle. And the next few moves I really just want to bring my queen out, since if he does decide to trade, I can take with the queen instead of with my b pawn, which will just completely ruin my structure. And he goes back to c6, and I really do not want to push since it literally just hangs a pawn in one move. So I think I might do a little short castle of my own. I'm just seeing if he has any good moves. Doesn't really appear to be, and yeah, this is probably just the best move. And he might also just short castle here in this position too. Yeah, short castles. So I predicted pretty right. And one plan that I have here is to go ahead and trade off his dark square bishop. Or I can do a g4 advance, which is really risky. Because first of all, I'm pushing pawns on my own king side to hopefully get some sort of initiative. But now I'm thinking of takes. Still e5 is not that great of a move. I'm also thinking if I can maybe trade off this knight. But if I do that, it opens the door for his bishop. And I have to admit, he does have quite a good position. And I'm just sort of thinking if I should push the g4 pawn. Because if I do, my plan is to do this. And if he takes, I would probably take with the pawn. And it's just a really unclear position. If I go here, he pushes. I can just take. It doesn't seem that dangerous. So I think I might just play the move g4. And once again, if he plays something like rook to e8 to pressure my pawn, and so far I've actually noticed that I've been predicting every one of his moves, which is pretty weird. But I'm thinking if I can do this. I can't because he can just take. So I might be forced to play something like bishop to d3. I'm just checking to see if he has any tactics. It doesn't really seem like he does, so I'll just go here. I have a pretty big center, and yes, I am sort of down on time, but it is 15 plus 10, meaning that every move I make, I do get 10 seconds. So hopefully we don't lose on time. And the move d5, I'm thinking to go here, but then he can fork. If I take, he can take back. And that is not that good. And once again, if I do this, he can maybe take the bishop. If I take this, I have to admit he does have quite a great position here, but I think I will just simply go here. It may be a bit risky, but I think it's just the best continuation for now. And once again, I really just want to maybe bring my rook, maybe develop the queen here, but if this move I just take, if he takes, I take furthermore. And this might actually put me in a bit of trouble here, but I don't think it is that serious. Hopefully I just didn't downright blunder, but I don't really think I did. And even if I did, we can just learn from this game and learn from this experience, and maybe later on we can deal with the modern defense better. But we still have quite a big center, and I'm thinking if I can just take the knight. Let's see, so I think taking here is the best approach to this position. And once again, now my plans are to bring the rook and just support these pawns and push them all the way down. So now I'm asking myself the question of whether I want to lose the knight or the bishop. And I think I'll actually lose this knight, since if he takes, I just take back. And I think the position's actually pretty great for me. Once again, I have these two really powerful bishops. I'm about to activate my rook and absolutely just push my pawns down. In this move, I'm not really sure what this move actually does. It doesn't really seem to accomplish much, and I feel like the knight is just sort of a target for me. So what I'll do here is play the move. I'm thinking of the move rook to d4, and I threaten some tactics here, but I'm just scanning to see if he has any tactics himself, and if he can't really move his knight anywhere and get a good discover check or anything like that. So I think this might be a pretty good move. Now I'm just threatening to move the bishop and win this knight. And once again, I think I am the one that is winning, because first of all, my pawns are really nicely placed. And I can actually play something like b4. If he does this, then I take. Yeah, so I think b4, my plan is b4, I take, I go here, here, and, but then again, it is a check. Now that is a bit of an issue, to be honest. So b4, let's run this through here. I take, and he checks. Now that is the only problem. So I'm thinking of sidestepping my king, or I can just take this, or I can just take that, but I'm actually thinking here is a move rook to f2 any good? I don't really know the purpose of this move, just apart from just blocking out that check. But I think I sort of like this continuation. This knight is still under lots of pressure, and I'm still threatening this tactic right here. And if he does take with the pawn, this pawn is an isolated pawn, meaning that it has no fellow pawns beside it, which in turn means that it's quite weak, and he is just under lots of pressure. I mean, there's tactics all over the place. And my bishops are really nicely placed. Rook can come in any time to join the attack. And sooner or later I'm gonna play maybe something like h4, h5, distract this pawn away, bring the rook into the game. And I'm actually down quite a lot on time, so that might be something that I need to think of. But I don't think we're actually losing this game, and then he just hung pawn because he can't take skewer. So if I do this, he is forced to move the rook. I'm just gonna think a bit to see if he has any good moves, but it doesn't really appear to be. It just appears to me as if he completely forgot that this knight was pinned. But yeah, I'm just threatening just too much stuff. And look how passive this rook is. It is not doing much. It is definitely worse than this rook. And I actually can play this cool move. If he, no, not right now, but if I do this, I think I have this cool little move right here. And he still cannot move his knight. It is absolutely trapped. Point of this move is that if he takes, I'll take the knight. And I'm just completely up in material. And this bishop is quite bad. I mean, it is just biting on granite. It cannot. Moving to h6 doesn't do that much either. And if he really wants to go for this, I mean, I am not worried at all. There's really nothing here. And now I do not want to trade queens. Once again, if you're the one attacking, most of the time you don't really want to trade queens. So I am not going to do that and move my queen back here, where it will be able to join the attack later on with something like queen down here, queen here, here. Any of these moves is just good. And once again, my king is actually very safe, and it might seem like it's a bit open, but his pieces are too passive. And yeah, that is a pretty good move. I did not see that at all. But oof, I think this is my first blunder of the game. And he is going to pick up that rook. This is not really good. Not great. Not great stuff. Just seeing if there are anything. Point is that I'm in check. And yeah, I just completely missed. I can't do that, and this is why I need to do something called a blunder scan to see if... Oh, I just realized I can just take the knight because I'm actually protecting my rook. Wow. I did not see that, and you can hear the excitedness in my voice, realizing that I did not just blunder, and my rook is actually protected, and I am up 4 points in material. And he is probably going to resign soon, I mean, like, do you really want to play in this position? Can actually go for a queen trade because I'm up in material. And once again, I am the one attacking, but when you're up in material, you generally want to trade. Generally just want to simplify the position. And that is what I'll do now. I thought I was losing, but it turns out I'm not, and I am very relieved because of that. And I breathed a giant sigh of relief here when I found out that my queen was protecting. Like, holy, that was probably the moment in today where I got the most scared. But yeah, once again, I'm just completely winning positionally, and also because of my piece advantage. Now, clockwise speaking, I'm not really up on time. I'm actually down quite a lot, down 8 minutes, which is definitely not good. But I think I did outthink and outplay my opponent. This game is most likely going to be a win for me. He accepts a trade, which is not that good because usually when you're down, you do not want to trade all that much. And I think the move rook here is actually pretty good now. And we did a really good job of just absolutely making this bishop ineffective whatsoever. It cannot access the game in any kind of way. And this is why he traded the... This is why this trade is so bad, because it is just way too OP for me. I mean, look how powerful these bishops are. You really do not want to give me the bishop here if you're going to play a game like this. And this is not dangerous at all. I can just take the rook with check, so he pretty much has to take. And we can do something like this to go for a rook trade. And once again, I am the one attacking, but I am also up in materials. I want to trade as much pieces as possible, simplify this to an endgame, and just smoothly win. And absolutely dominate the open file here, by the way. And soon I'm gonna slowly but surely bring the king up. Also, should probably play like... it really does not matter, I can just take this pawn. And hopefully I do not draw. Just hopefully, because if I do, it'll be very upsetting. Think I can play this move. I'm just scanning to see if he has any tactics. It doesn't seem like he does. Although if I go here, he can go there, which is a bit annoying. But now I'm just gonna start to bring my king up. And this is pretty much over for it. Just hopefully I just don't blunder that is all. And maybe do a tiny bit better on the time management side of things. Here I'm thinking about this move, which appears to be quite nice. And if it goes there, I will just simply go here. You can't take that, but then what if I do this? This. We are equal in pawns, but my pieces are a lot more active. And I can even do something like this. Bishop is quite ineffective here. If he wants to take this, go ahead, I will just take that. And we kind of have to watch out here because he still has chances for counterplay. We want to not allow any of that BS. And if we do allow some sort of counterplay, we might still win this game. But we just don't want anything crazy to happen. I think soon we'll be up. Our rating is going to be 1649 if I did the math correctly. But I think this is just completely winning. For me, I do respect that he is still playing on and trying to find some sort of counterplay. But it's pretty much just game, honestly. Once again, an important in-game strategy is to bring your rook to the opponent's second file. In this case, he wants to bring his rook to one of these squares, since usually that's where your pawns are at, and the goal of the endgame is to win as much pawns as possible. That is not the biggest goal, but it is one of the main strategies. So yeah, this is a pretty good move. But then if I just go here, his rook is like dead. It does not have any tactics. All of these squares are covered. I'm not afraid of this. It is not a fork because I just simply bring my king up. Yeah, so he plays this move. I just bring my king. Nothing to be worried about. Oh, this pawn is going to fall soon. And it is just pretty much just over, honestly. It's also tactics like over going to give a check. Bring my rook over here to win this pawn. Bring my rook back to go for a trade. Also attacking this. Once again, we also gotta do a blunder check. By this, I mean checking every move to see if he has a way to win material or tactics. In this case, he does not. And I am just slowly but surely going to push these pawns. And yeah, he is trying to get some counterplay, but once I play something like this, I mean, doesn't really have much, right? He has to go there, but then it's just too passive. I'll go there. I'll consolidate everything. Maybe drop the bishop back to force the rook away. Alright, so this move just pretty much hangs a pawn immediately. I'm just once again scanning to see if he has any tactics. But it doesn't appear that he has any. So yes, we're just up a pawn. If we win this pawn, it is absolutely over. He has no chance of winning this game. And if he doesn't resign, it'll be a bit disrespectful. But once again, also we're sort of doing better on the time factor. We are catching up on time. We have 5 minutes, 15 seconds, and he actually resigns. I'm actually quite surprised because I thought he'll be playing longer, and he just offered a rematch. But no thanks, because I first gotta analyze this game. Maybe we can play in the future, but 83 accuracy, not bad, and 19 best moves, so I did play pretty well. 2 inaccuracies, 1 mistake, and 1 blunder. But yeah, I kind of knew these were the main moves. This is a good move. Now I want to see what the best move is. So h3 or queen to e2. I mean queen to d2 were the best moves. But this is still good nonetheless. Take. Now the engine actually wants me to take with the pawn here. I'm not really sure why, but I thought taking with the bishop was better to not ruin the pawn structure, but I guess that was also okay. So taking is excellent, but dropping the bishop back would be better. And here we play bishop e2, best move. Knight f6, good move. Now this was the best move. Now this I am pretty impressed because I was thinking about this move for a long time. We castle, best move. And this is a mistake, so I guess we sort of outstretched ourselves and we're a bit too confident. And instead we should have just played passively with something like queen to d2. But this move doesn't really give him a winning position, it just diminishes my initiative. but that is okay. And this is actually a blunder. He plays the best move here. I play the best move. This was where it all started to go away. Now I'm actually quite surprised because once again, this is the best move. So I chose the best reply and I thought it was to capture the knight. And I thought this was completely winning, but not that winning. And best move, good move, mistake, and yeah, so he must have thought that he was defending, but nope, because I just win his queen. Luckily didn't fall for that, but now this was actually a mistake. This was a mistake. And here I got really nervous, but it turns out I played the best move. And immediately here I was just so nervous, man. I could not explain how I felt until I discovered this move. So this is good. This is also good. Best moves, good move. Taking was the best move. Trading was the best. This was also good. Best. Excellent. And I guess I should have done this, but it really doesn't matter since I'm just winning. This is also excellent. Excellent. This is a good move. Took the pawn. Excellent move. Excellent. Best. So yeah, we actually played pretty good chess today. And this was a mistake. We're still completely winning, but I guess we would have won faster if we had gone for this check. And I'm actually wondering why this is so bad. Because of check. These squares he can't go to, he has to go back. And oh right, I get now why this is winning. We did think about this, but we were just so winning here, it didn't really matter what we did. But yeah, it was a good game. I do really need some water. My throat is a bit sore, but that'll be it for today. I hope you like this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.